Hello, welcome to the Museum from Home from the museum's basement at Munson Williams Proctor Arts Institute in Utica, New York. I'm Mary Murray. I'm the curator of modern and contemporary art. February is Black History Month, and we're celebrating by highlighting works of art by notable African American artists whose works are represented in the museum's collection. The theme for Black History Month in 2021 is Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. And that seems perfect for today's work of art titled Before the Dark from 1971, a collage by Romare Bearden. Bearden lived between 1914 and 1988. He was raised in Mecklenburg County and Charlotte, North Carolina, and also spent time as a young man in Pittsburgh and Harlem, and as an adult supported himself in New York City as a social worker for 35 years, all the while establishing himself as one of the most important 20th century American artists, keeping an active studio practice, exhibition schedule, spending time on a regular basis with friends and associates that included writers, musicians, other artists like Duke Ellington and James Baldwin, Stuart Davis. In the months immediately following the March on Washington in August of 1963, Bearden and several artist associates created a collective that they called Spiral. And it was a group that gathered to talk about what it meant to be a black artist during the civil rights era in the United States. And the other artists included Norman Lewis and Emma Amos, Charles Alston, Hale Woodruff, and others as well. And they did have one exhibition together. It's my understanding that Bearden took to collage as a potentially collective practice, that these artists could work together on an image, bringing disparate material into one composition. And that didn't really pan out as a collective, but Bearden took the idea of collage and made something wholly his own. Truly one of the very best practitioners of this medium. In this image, we see three figures at a table. Two are seated, and one is standing, about to put a bowl or a dish on the table where the man on the left points, and there's a guitar or a musical instrument leaning against the tablecloth, which is a piece of fabric. It seems a very simple image, but Bearden has woven into it many different interesting kinds of influences. The pictorial space we can attribute to the study of Picasso and earlier 20th century modernism. Bearden has juxtaposed flat patches of blue and green with tempering gray color. And from his conversations about jazz with the painter Stuart Davis, he has added a kind of rhythm of color and white. Davis spoke to Bearden about paying attention to the spaces between the notes, the silences between the sounds in a jazz composition. And I think that Bearden has taken that to heart here and created a kind of visual rhythm. Bearden was a serious student of art history, and the figure to the right looks very much like ancient Egyptian painting from a pyramid, perhaps. And he also was very interested in the folk arts of quilting, which also is an art of bringing together disparate materials. This particular collage will be included in an exhibition this summer that opens on June 19th, and I hope that you will come and visit it in person In the meantime, please stay well and healthy, and I'll see you next week.